Welcome to the HUD, everyone. I'm Zacharoni, and today I have got a guest in the special leftover today.
Hi, I'm storgero. I'm in fact a good friend of Zacharoni's here, who's brought me. Well, he's kindly brought me on the show today, as he's only just picked up this game, knows that I have a fair bit of experience with Insurgency. Maybe not as well, of course, not as much as everyone else, because I honestly didn't get this that long ago myself. But no, I've sunk quite a few. I've sunk nearly about 100 hours or so into this game, and I'm also currently faffing about with the early access of Sandstorm, which is being advertised on the menu here.
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah. So Zacharoni here has brought me on to provide some insight into this game, because you didn't get this game that long ago.
No. Well, I actually got this. I actually got that during a Steam sale, really. Well, last year.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, so you've had this for like nearly a whole year and you've not touched it.
Well, no.
I don't blame you.
Well, that's why we have Steam sale. So, anyway, Store say that this is the most realistic shooter he has ever played. So, now I'm going to see if if he said that it was true, really. So,
Spoilers, it's not. But no, what I said was this is one of the more realistic, not the most realistic. So, bit of a conflation, confusion of words there.
okay.
So, not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So without further ado, please be seated, and here are the leftovers of Insurgency.
So the main selling point of this game is that you've got your Call of Duties, Battlefields, and like how well we've seen how Arcadian. Well, you've seen how Arcadian watered down those games have started to become, and on the opposite end of, say, that spectrum is pretty much straight up simulators like, say, Armour.
Okay.
And,
What class should I pick first?
Rifleman, I would say. So, and I think it does save it as. No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, I know what you're trying to do. Sorry. Yeah. So, sorry. It's the frag's got an explosive too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about why in a moment. So, yeah. The idea of Insurgency is that it's meant to strike a balance between. It's meant to strike a balance between the more arcadey stuff and the more realistic stuff.
Yep. This one is an exception.
Yeah, it tries to be that exception, and it does that fine, I would say. So, for example, how the ballistics of this game work is that they try to be as realistic as possible, despite it being hit scan. Which means it's basically like you just point. You basically just point, shoot. Alpha's upstairs, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the stairs.
It's there.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, just watch out. But with
Don't shoot! I'm on your side.
No, wait. He'll seen. Yeah, we do apologise. We're all suffering from cold here. But he'll see the same thing as you are with the green diamonds as well. If you see them on screen. But yeah. So there you go.
I think I got him.
Yeah. So I mean, sure, it's like
Whoop the behind. I think it was behind me.
Yeah, again, the AI are quick to swarm you in this game because they may be lemming-like in terms of how they just pour in, but when they pour in and start shooting, things get hectic fast.
By the way, do we have to capture all the points to win?
Yes, you have to catch all the points and hold them in order to win. So we'll get to that. We'll come back to that momentarily. But the whole selling point of this game is it's meant to strike that balance of something arcadey and something realistic. And I think it does an okay job at that, despite some issues.
He was showing off. Did you see him do the slide? He was showing off.
There is a tactic to that, not to how he did it, but like in general, there is a tactic to it, and I'll get to that soon. So yeah, despite some reservations I have about this game regarding how it handles certain stuff and the way it is, like I am with any other game really. Like I do think this does a decent job at trying to strike that balance.
Oops.
Yeah, you really have to keep your head in a swivel. That's one of the main things.
Yeah.
That makes this not your typical arcade shooter.
Yep, I can see that.
So as you're going around that corner, and oh god, that road was swarming with enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's another thing.
Oh, look at this guy. He.
Oh.
I hope he's not out of the game or just standing there defending the area. Well, he's not really moving it radical.
I think he's AFK.
Oh.
He really is AFK.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
Go ahead, put him out of his misery.
So in this game, again, it tries to get you to be more mindful of your surroundings through the sound design, how the animations are set. Because I mean, just looking at the screen, like the heads-up display is very minimalistic. You only have your supply point counter when you're on an objective, the objectives that you're doing, and the time you have left.
Yep.
And sometimes you'll get ammo. You'll get like you get a reminder of how many magazines you have, not bullets specifically, but how many magazines you have.
Everybody should go on.
You can hold this one if you want to.
Probably best, really. Just as long as...
Yeah, so like doing
Oh boy.
so doing as you're doing now.
Oh yes, there is, sir.
Yeah.
He said there was no hot those in Alpha. Well, they are now.
Don't believe everything the announcer says. But the way the designers went about Insurgency is so that it helps. It helps when you want to when you have to keep your head in a swivel. So again, like I said, a very minimalistic heads-up display, showing very, very little, and as well as the dual rendering when it comes to the magnified optics. And how that works is it's basically rendering twice. It's rendering an image twice, so that you get a 3D effect with the scope. And
Fluffy's still fighting.
But the idea of that is so you have like the magnified optic rendering one image, which is zoomed in on an object or whatever it is that you're looking at through that scope, but around the optic, everything will still be in the same field of view. So the idea is that, like, even though you're using a scope, you can, because everything is not magnified around the optic. Because other games, what they tend to do is, say, I can't recall whether or not you used a magnified optic in Counter-Strike.
Maybe not yet. I don't think I have. Is it required a certain level?
No. It's like some weapons have scopes, like the sniper rifles, the AUG.
I might have done.
Okay, so in those games, they don't have like most games. What they'll do is say, like, even Call of Duty and Battlefield do this. They don't have dual rendering. What they do is
I'm back in the game.
They tighten your field of view. They tighten your field of view so you can see further. But again, like everything will be tunneled in. so you don't have that situational awareness.
Well, that's the end of part 1. Check back with us for part 2 throughout December as we continue on the front lines of Insurgency. And if you like what you see, be sure to like, share and subscribe to my channel and also Storgero's channel as well. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza and I'll see you next time.